Hey folks, got a Bible I want to show you guys today. This is the Help Finder Bible from Tyndale. This Bible was sent to me from the folks at Tyndale to do a review for all of you. This Bible is being released on the 23rd of October, and so just a little less than 3 weeks away. It's being released, so they're wanting to get this out there, and so you can kind of see what it's about. This is a cool little Bible. I'll just go ahead and say that it's a neat little resource. I'll show you. It's really neat. It's like the size of a large print personal size Bible, like an 8.5 by 5.5, something like that. It's not pocket size. It's not compact, but it's not the full size or mid-size, what you call it. It would be considered like a hand size, maybe just a smidge larger than hand size. Anyway, it's in this black leather-like synthetic material. You got the stamped in cross on the cover, and you have your perimeter stitching. The spine, you can see Tyndale at the top, and the Help Finder Bible across the spine. No ribs, just smooth. It's just really clean. It's a clean Bible. You got a silver gilding around it because of one ribbon. This is a sewn binding, and so it's pretty nice. It is a paste down liner with all that comes with that. Synthetics are always paste downs. Before we dig into it, I want to kind of show you this. It comes in this little slip cover, okay, and you can see the ISBN right there. They retail for $35, and but right now they're on sale. The pre-order, at least on Christian Book, is for $27. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's, for my opinion, under $30. This is a great Bible to have under $30. It also has some of these features. The Help Finder Index, which is right at the beginning. You can see 100 different key topics. You have your application notes, and I'll show you that in there. Your book introductions. Another really cool thing is that Promises from God. It's a neat little feature, like a highlighted verse within the text, and it kind of stands out as one of the promises from God, and talks about the New Living Translation. So what do you have when you open this Bible up? You normally are, so you have your presentation page, okay, and your title page, and then your publication information, which shows your printing, and you see the 4 different covers. You have your paperback, hardcover, and then the LeatherLike pink, and then this is the LeatherLike black. You see the different ISBNs. It's a Chinese printing. It's pretty decent paper. At least it looks decent to me. So you have your contents, and then it gets into read this first, which talks about the index, the Bible Finder Index, why everything's laid out the way it is. So I recommend you reading that. And it talks about those same features that were on the back of that slipcover. Your application notes, Promises of God, book introductions, the Help Finder Index, that kind of stuff. So, and then the back, it shows what's in the back, and we'll go through that really quickly too. So the gist is, now you notice you go straight from that to the Help Finder Index. Normally you would see a note to the readers, and you would see an introduction to the New Living Translation. Well, that's actually in the back. The last thing in the Bible are those things, and they just jump straight into this Help Finder Index. You see, here's the introduction to the New Living Translation. So all that's in the back. What would normally be in the front's in the back. So it jumps straight into the index, and the index, you have different topics. Like I said, it was over 100 different topics. You have abilities, abortion, absence. They're in alphabetical order. So we go to the letter F, and you can see fear right there, and it gives you not just verses to do with fear, but specifically, when is fear not good? When is fear good? I mean, these are really important aspects of that topic. So it's a little more in depth than just a topical index. So it's definitely very helpful. So it's like having the topical index in the back of the Bible, but it just precedes it. It's the first thing you see. So it's right there for quick access. And when you get past the topical index, all right, good. We're right at the beginning of a chapter. So you get to the text. You have a book introduction. It's really a simplistic explanation of the book. And you can see kind of a layout of the text. And it says what you'll be reading about. And it kind of shows you the subject matter of those sections of Scripture. You have a description of who wrote it and the context and all those things that are necessary to really understand who wrote it and why they wrote it and to whom are they writing it to. So all that's there. You have key verses for each chapter, and now the text layout is a double column layout, and it's not line matched. It's still not that bad though. It's actually pretty readable. It's about an 8-point font, maybe a smidge smaller than 8, but it's nowhere near as small as a Pitt Minion or something. But it's not quite the size of a thin line at an 8-point font. So it's just a smidge under an 8 in my opinion. I don't have the specs for it, but I'm just making a judgment call on that size. Anyway, so then you see these little highlighted areas. Okay, these are what they're talking about when they talk about application notes. Okay, so you see the verse, and then your application, and then the note. So it's like small little bits of context. So for when you're reading, at least you're understanding how Leviticus 3 fits together with peace. So it's really cool. So you see it's about peace offering, stuff like that. So anyway, there are more than 500 of those application notes. It says nearly 500 application notes. So it's close to that. So they're littered all throughout the text. I want to show you the promises of God also. Here we go. Here's got some on both. So you have your application notes, and then here's one of the promises of God. And there are 177 of these throughout the text. So as you're reading, you're reading Psalm 98 right here. Well, it goes back, before you get into 98, it shows you kind of this highlighted verse, 98:9, as a promises of God. So it's just kind of cool to see that's just a neat feature of the Bible. So anyway, the text is a red letter. Let me get to the New Testament, and I'll show you the red letter. It's kind of an annoying red. It's not pink. It's not pink, so it's not as bad as like Kirkbride or some of the old World Publishing reds that were more pink than red. This is I would just say a light red. It's comfortable. I prefer like what the Crossway has, like a darker red, like a crimson red. That's just me personally. This is still really readable, but since it's not line matched, when you have black text on the opposite side, it does get a little distracting because of the ghosting. That you'll have a few distraction issues in the red letter. Anyway, so you can see the cool, like I said, the application notes. You have your promises of God. All these are throughout the text. It's really neat. Red letter's not bad. It's just it is what it is. The layout's really readable. All your textual notes are going to be on the left page. It'll be on the right, the bottom of the right column. On the right page, it'll be the bottom of the left column. So they all stay right in this little area, which is kind of neat. Instead of it being on the same column, they're all right here in this section, keeping those kind of closer to the gutter. Now the text does run into the gutter. You can see the margin. There's not much margin. The text does run into the gutter. That's one negative that I've found about it. There's not a lot of negatives though. It's pretty for the money. For a little over $30, this is a really nice addition to have. Very useful, very practical. If that's a fair word to use, it's just a very practical and useful tool for quick access. Like this is going to stay in my car, and if I have like my kids or have something going on or a friend, I can pull this out and go straight to whatever topic they're having issues with. Even if I already know what I want to say, it's good to check and see if there's more that God's Word has to say on the subject. So anyway, now when you get done with the text, I want to show you there's a topical index back here, or a it's a quick topic finder. Sorry. So it's kind of an index, but it just shows you the pages instead of the scripture like the help finder index. This just shows you where you can find it in the scriptures. It doesn't really name a lot of specific scriptures. Some places it does, but for the most part, it just kind of shows the notes or page numbers. After that, it has some scripture memorization stuff. Back it back up. All right, I'm going to get there. Sorry for the lengthiness of this. So, all right, great Bible passages to study and memorize. So it lists some really great passages, and then it has great stories. So, if you don't remember exactly where is the burning bush, well, that shows you there, Exodus 3, boom. What about Ruth and Boaz when they meet? That might not actually be in here, but let's see. God redeems Ruth there in Ruth 1. There's tons of different things that you would want to look up, especially in the New Testament. A lot of this is New Testament stuff as far as stories with Jesus, so that's good. Anyway, then you have, like I said, you have your note to the readers and your introduction to the New Living Translation, and that's it. And then you have your paper paste down in the back, and on the back you have the ISBN for this black LeatherLike material cover. Like I said, it is a sewn binding. You have the silver gilded edges. It's really nice. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. It's going to be useful, especially something like this in the NLT, doing any kind of ministry or any kind of the NLT is very relatable, very easily read and understood. So it'll be nice to have something like this, some kind of resource like this to have when researching those topics. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today, at least on this Bible. I've got more Bible reviews to do today. So anyway, so that's all I've got on this Bible. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and because I've got a lot of Bible reviews coming up, and I'm trying to get a few of them knocked out today. So there's several others coming up. Again, this is a pre-order item at the moment. It's going to be released in less than 3 weeks. So get in on it early and buy it before the price might go up. And you won't be disappointed. It seems to be really nice and really well made and a really cool layout, very functional and practical to help navigate the scriptures in a topical manner. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. God bless.